Hey, welcome to Breaking the News Plus. We are the Monday after the first Lynx game on KARE 11, and the Lynx are 1-0 on KARE 11, 7-0 on the season. So what was the experience like, Reggie, getting to have the Lynx on the hometown team station?
It was great. It was great. You know, I was out this past weekend because there was some life stuff going on, and Julia held it down on the home front for such an exciting thing. Like when we found out that the Lynx were going to be on our air, we were like, okay, yeah, you know, because we just enjoy covering them, the players. So here's the thing, with the Lynx specifically. It's just such a happy to be here energy.
Yeah.
Like such a thanks for covering us energy that you don't necessarily get from some of the other men's teams that you cover.
Yeah.
It's just like, hey, you better be lucky I let you in the door. And with the Lynx, they're like, hey, come on. Who you want to talk to? Feet? Come on.
He said it. I get flack when I say stuff like that, but it's true.
Yeah, it is. It's refreshing. And so I really enjoy that. Especially because they're on our air, we get a little bit more perks. Like Julia had a one-on-one with Fee last week, which was really awesome. Fee is in the midst of an MVP season, so we love to see that. But I think that's something, the next one, I'm going to be a part of it, so I'm excited about that.
Is that this coming Sunday?
Yes.
Okay, and that is against Paige and Dallas?
Yeah, well.
Dallas.
Yeah.
Well, we're 7-0 right now. We head into tomorrow night's game with that record, with a home game in the beginning of the Commissioner's Cup. And the Commissioner's Cup really put us on the map to get to the finals last year, in my opinion. So explain to the folks watching, like, what it is and does it matter and stuff like that.
So I think, maybe this is not politically correct to say, but I think it was just like just a way to just like sauce it up a little bit. And I think with the momentum that the W has, maybe that's not necessarily necessary, but I think it is a cool experience that both the W and the NBA did to just like.
It's like a tournament within the season.
Yeah, and I think, on the NBA side, 82 games, it's a long season.
Yeah.
And I think Adam Silver was like, can we do something to just like sex this up a little bit? Like,
Yeah.
I just need some help here because it seems like viewership is like, I don't think the W necessarily has that problem,
Agree.
especially the last couple years with just like all these college fans migrating over to the professional game. But
Like instant rivalries,
Yeah.
44 games, you don't need a play-in tournament, but it comes nonetheless.
Yep.
And we could get that title.
Yeah, and the Lynx were like, you know what, we're gonna go grab that last year, and that was a really cool deal. And
Yeah.
I think that really kind of let people, as you said, it kind of put people on notice, like, hey, the Lynx are for real this year. Like,
Right.
you need to be taking them seriously. Now,
Right.
look, the teams who've won on the NBA side is so funny. Like, people are like, oh, they're hanging banners. They didn't win like the championship. They're hanging banners on a Commissioner's Cup, but it is still a cool thing. You get to play a tournament and competition just kind of goes up just a little bit more. You just really kind of want to stick it to whoever you're taking it to.
So if you win the Commissioner's Cup, does the commissioner actually give a cup to the team?
More or less.
Because I have words for the commissioner of the WNBA.
Yeah, and when she gives the cup to the team, she wears the skyline of the opposing team who lost.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Joke. Lynx fans, you know if you know what that means. But Kathy, just get your dress right this year.
Yeah.
All right, Commissioner's Cup is coming up. We're 7-0, which, because the Lynx have been such a dominant franchise for so long, 7-0 isn't unheard of,
Right.
but it is still nothing to just walk away from. I mean,
Right.
shoot, if the Wolves or the Vikings were 7-0, we'd be wall-to-wall coverage. So 7 wins, 0 losses, not always pretty. Some would argue, including myself, they haven't even played a complete game yet,
Right.
end to end.
Right.
So we're back at 7-0, but we got some stuff to clean up. We were on KARE 11 last night, we being the Lynx. The first half was not good, but we came back after what would be probably a pretty stern speech from Cheryl Reeve at halftime.
Yeah. So here's my thing about the Lynx, and I saw some commentary from Monica McNutt saying that the Lynx 7-0 is better than the Liberty 7-0.
Why?
And well, so and I think I understand where she's coming from. The Liberty, defending champs, star-studded roster, they're doing what they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you have those teams that lose in the finals, you kind of get a little bit of a drought, a little bit of a slow start. Maybe, it takes it a second. But you and I talked about this last week. The Lynx, man, they just look like they're having a lot of fun out there. Mm-hmm. And Cheryl looks like she's having as much fun as she's had coaching. But here's the thing, and I think this is why Monica said what she said. They didn't have K-Mac for a majority of these games to start the season.
Yeah, first 4.
Yeah, and you go out there and you still win. This team is deep.
And you go out, 2 games ago, they don't have Napheesa Collier.
No Fee.
Still win.
I mean, the outfit was fitting. The fit was fitting.
On the bench.
But she was on the bench. And it was precautionary. Cheryl said, a knee thing she's been dealing with for the last few years or whatever. And as a person with knee pain, I understand Fee.
Yeah, you're just
Take
like
your
Fee.
time.
Reggie Fee, say the same.
Take your time. And Natisha Heidemann, I was joking with the sports office. I was watching from the house.
Friday night's game.
Right, with my wife. And Natisha had the most puzzling possession. And I was just like, no, what are you doing? And then they go back down, they get the ball back. It was a steal.
By K-Mac.
Yep, K-Mac gets the steal. It ends back up with Natisha. I never said the word bang so loud when she hit that 3. It was bang. It was like, whoa. And
if you haven't seen it, look it up on YouTube. Yeah. Buzzer beater by Natisha Heidemann on Friday night to win the game with a really sick pass by Courtney Williams to get it to her.
So they've won in a different amount of ways. They faced adversity, had to climb out of it. So I think that's what Monica means when she says that they're 7-0. Just has a little bit more weight to it because of the adversity that they faced, and they just keep finding ways to win.
Yeah, with just 7 games into the season, and no season is short, but the Lynx are shorter than many of the professional men's teams who play just an ungodly amount of games. They play 44, but as it stands now, the only 2 undefeated teams in the W are the Minnesota Lynx and the New York Liberty, who won the title last year with a giant asterisk next to it because we would have won if not for some missed calls. But I'll suppress my bitterness when we get the title back this year.
Okay.
But the 2 teams that went head-to-head in the W finals last year are undefeated. It seems like preordained they go back. Would that be fun, or would you like to avoid them?
So I think it'd be fun. Actually, if you want to be the best, you want to go through the best. And so I think that would be apropos. I think that would be really nice because you lose to a team. Man, Cheryl was steaming after that. She said this bleep was stolen from us.
That's right. That's exactly it.
And I was just like, woo. And so I think if you get a chance to go back and face them again, and this time come on the other side of that, I think it just means a little bit more because you were able to get them back.
Right.
It's so funny. The 2017 finals were trending on the NBA side on X today, and it was the Warriors, Cavs, trilogy.
Oh, yeah.
It was the 3rd straight time. And they added Kevin Durant. And it was just like, man, even though they added Kevin Durant, they had the Cavs come back on them the year before. And so it still meant a lot to them to be able to face the Cavs, face LeBron again, who just beat them in 7 games the year before to win a title on them. Now they went and go get KD, and now we're going to beat you guys. And they beat them pretty good.
Right.
It just felt good, I think, for them to be able to say, oh, we exercised these demons a year later and got it done. And so I think, here's the thing, though. The league is as talented as it's been in a long time. And so this is not going to be an easy way to get back to the finals for the Lynx. You think about it. Last year, they didn't have to face A'ja Wilson.
Right, the Aces, yeah.
But, oh, my goodness.
She had a weekend.
Yes, and they are tough. And so I think it'll prove their mettle if they're able to.
It's not automatic.
Yeah, if they can get back through the gauntlet that could be that Western Conference and get back to the finals and then get back to playing the Liberty, I think that would be. I mean, I'd watch. I'm excited. So I'd get some popcorn for it.
Well, and I think one of the things that stands out to me is the maturity of the players, knowing that they're not going out there all swagger. We're 7-0. Even after last night's game, you could see the disappointment from Courtney Williams and Napheesa Collier saying, we just flat out stunk in the first half, and we're not going to the WNBA tournament finals playing like that. And so put it on themselves. And Coach Reeve has said, like, they know what they're doing wrong, and they won't get there playing like that. So it's the beginning of the season where you've got to find your way to a complete game. I want to ask you something that I haven't heard talked about quite a bit because so much focus has been on the Wolves. They go to the Western Conference Finals twice. There was this whole ownership toss and turn between Glenn Taylor and now the new owners, Mark Lore and A-Rod. So now Lore and A-Rod own what I would say is the best WNBA franchise out there. Do they seem into owning the Lynx at all, or do they talk about it, participate in it? What do you think they feel about being a part of it? Because Glenn Taylor loved the Minnesota Lynx.
And so I know that that's a pretty special relationship. Anytime you see Glenn Taylor at the arena, all the players are coming up to him, they're hugging him. Like
The women's players.
Yeah. And they feel a sense of just like love there. Like there's a sense that he cares and he's helped them kind of get to where they are today. With Lore and A-Rod, like most of the focus is usually on the Wolves, right. And I really haven't heard them talk like extensively. Like I know they get excited about the Lynx, but like I really haven't. Where we've heard all these plans, like okay, what are the Wolves gonna do? With the tax ramifications that they could face this summer, with like trying to keep Julius, Nikhil, and Naz. Their ownership is going to become official this summer, beyond Glenn Taylor. But we haven't heard a whole lot of new arena as well is in the works. But we really haven't heard a whole lot about like what their plans are for the Lynx. And I'm not really sure. Maybe that's like a gift and a curse for the Lynx. Like it's a gift that they're just this model of excellence, sustained excellence every year, and it's just like like maybe if it ain't broke, we won't try to fix it. But a little bit of a curse because it's just like the NBA gets propped up so much, and on Twitter, X I guess it's called now.
Whatever.
So the discourse is always like these major sports teams. And someone retweeted and was like, normalize calling the WNBA a major pro sports entity.
Because it is.
Because it is. And so, even all the championship drought in Minnesota, and it's just like, it really hasn't been 34 years because the Lynx had a nice little run there in the 2010s, where they hoisted the trophy 4 times. And so I think it's an interesting place to be in. I'd be interested to, once things become official and Lore and A-Rod are talking a little bit more, I know that there are people who will be there who will probably press them a little bit more like, hey, what's your plans for the Lynx? Like, what do you see, to improve that?
Yeah.
And I just, where we stand right now, I haven't heard a whole lot in terms of what their plans are, what they want to do with the Lynx.
Well, there we got a new idea for Breaking the News Plus. We got to get Lore and A-Rod on the record about the Minnesota Lynx. That promise is extended to you. Even if they say no, we'll just come back and say they said no to talking about it. Thanks, Reggie. It's been fun. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching BTN Plus.